Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Rishi, for giving me this opportunity. So, as well discussed all the cases of refractive visual impairment, we have seen which children are in this group, and now we would talk about the role of vision therapy for these children. So, just an overview, the pyramid of vision actually begins at the base where we would have eyes, which give us the physical abilities. Basically, they would, and any of these ocular health or refractive disorders, which can be problems at the level of eyes. Compounded with this is the visual efficiency skills, which would affect the focusing, alignment of eyes, binocular vision, and ocular motility. And the higher grade function, where we have the ability to process information, is visual processing. So, why is vision therapy necessary then? So, we all know now vision is a learned skill, and vision plays the largest role in learning. Vision, what we talk of, is not only 20/20 eyesight, but a strong visual system is also needed for reading, using a computer, and playing sports. And when I say more than vision 20/20, it encompasses all these things like binocular vision, the mobility, visual memory, and the reading aspect of it. So the aim of vision therapy is to enhance all these things together by eye tracking, improving the focusing power, convergence, eye-hand coordination, visual processing, speed, and more, and thereby allowing the child to apply these skills to improve reading, learning, concentration, and attention. How does it happen? Therefore, it happens by a progressive program of vision exercises in a sequential program, actually, it is where the child is involved himself. So, it's conscious involved of the patient or an adult in a sequence of controlled visual tasks. And we all know that vision therapy has a wide scope, right from amblyopia to improvement of all these problems like teaming, tracking problems, visual perception, and processing issues. It finds a role. So, talking about refractive visual impairment, where we have divided these children grossly into three categories. Either they would have amblyopia, which would cause visual impairment, or accommodation anomalies. And in children with neurological impairment, where we would want to focus on perceptual skills. The main categories of vision therapy which are available are orthoptic vision therapy, where eye exercises are given to improve binocular function, or perceptual vision therapy to improve visual processing and perception, vision therapy for prevention or correction of consecutive strabismus, and amblyopia management. Coming on to amblyopia management, vision therapy uses both refractive correction and occlusion, apart from some software-based programs in improving the visual performance by consciously involving patient with a rewarding effect, that is by a feedback mechanism. So in the recent years, with the advancement in technology and computer-based therapies have turned traditional vision therapy into fun, engaging, and interactive activities. What we learned was the gold standard is patching with near activities. Today, this is again enhanced by use of therapies like iNet and WinV, which are actually software-based active treatments for amblyopia. They can be used at home or at office, and it is like a game for children, and therefore they enjoy doing it also. So to talk a word about iNet, it uses the principles of operant conditioning and behavior modifications. There are multiple games in it, and patients are allowed to begin therapy with targets that are easily seen, and as they improve, the task becomes difficult. There is a chart which will also graphically record their progress and monitor and subsequently reward them and improve their levels or give them a higher target. This is another modality which is called WinV, Window to Vision, which is an SCH and IIT Delhi collaboration. The difference between iNet and WinV is first is its cost. Second, this can be modulated according to the grade of the amblyopia, according to the, if a child is more compliant, then it can be decreased, the sessions can be decreased. So this would have also multiple games in it. Apart from only focusing on amblyopia, which iNet does, this also has exercises to improve hand-eye coordination, perceptual skills, focusing, and convergence. So these are some examples. As we see, the child is playing these games just to trying to insert that spaceship into this circle and shooting stars. Other games are like skiing and all, which would help them to improve their perceptual problems. So once the other therapies which we vision therapy are used are for suppression. So once there's suppression, this would also decrease the rate of improvement in children who have amblyopia. So therefore, the modalities which are used here are like gyroscope, vectogram, synaptophore. So gyroscope, through one eye he sees one image, and in a free space through the other eye he would draw that image what he is seeing through the other eye. So this would improve binocular vision and coordination of hand and eye. Vectograms are also useful where there are polarized slides allowing child to work with variety of targets to improve their central as well as peripheral vision. The synaptophore is used to achieve binocular fusion. For convergence, prism bars are used. As we know, basin and base out prisms can be used. Then Brock string are used to develop voluntary convergence. This would also stimulate accommodation. Aperture rule is used to improve fusional control. Accommodation is a very important element in these children, and so vision therapy finds an application here by the easiest thing which can be given is flippers from zero point 0.5 to +2. It can be further increased or combined with another set of flippers giving +2, -2, and seeing their speed of accommodation under monocular as well as under binocular conditions. Coming on to the third category, in these children who are neurologically impaired, we would want to focus on their concentration, visual skills, and perceptual skills, improving their accommodation, tracking, and eye movements. But they would also have poor fixation. So to begin with, we would start them on fixation exercises like stuffing a straw, where they would be just given a straw and a toothpick and asked to insert the toothpick into the straw without touching it. A sticker stare, not a very big sticker on a ice cream stick, but or a popsicle stick, and they would stare at the. We would check their ability to stare at the sticker. Or Fruit Loops fixation, where these Fruit Loops, they do not insert the Fruit Loops into this pipe cleaner, but they would hold the Fruit Loops and insert the pipe cleaner into the smaller circle of the Fruit Loops. After improving on all this, one can work on tracking, which will cause their central and peripheral integration. Like the peripheral clown, which we have, this would show that we fix the child's head, ask them to focus on the clown, and then look at the enlarging circles and the periphery without moving their eyes. The other game which is available is circle peripheral awareness. Like the circle on the center keeps changing, and one has to match to these circles when the change in color comes. Like whichever circle is here, they have to, without moving their eyes, they have to match with this circle. So these are all app-based games, are available online. This has to be kept only on a laptop, and the parents can do it at home. One has to assess saccades or practice saccades using this by doing this rabbit jump exercises. So these are just fast movements. So the rabbit keeps jumping from the center to here, and we have to track the following movements, whether it is slow or fast, how fast these movements can happen of this child. Pursuits can be done by asking them to follow the swinging ball, or which moves like a pendulum, and how it comes back, at what speed it is done. Apart from this, they would have problems with laterality, they would have problems with discrimination. So the games which are available are named as Double Trouble or Match the Shapes. In Double Trouble, they would just have two pictures which would have minute differences between them, and children are asked to say or note how are the pictures different. In shapes matching like this, there's a complex shapes. They are asked to match the shapes above shape to their exact duplicate given below. Now, learning related vision problems in these children has to be focused on by enhancing their convergence, their eye-hand coordination, and visual memory skills. This eye-hand coordination, as some of these exercises also enhances. Apart from this, we have pegboard, where pegboard is given to fix on one board and then arrange the other nails in these mazes. All together would enhance his learning activities. Accommodative status, as already discussed, needs to be assessed using RAF ruler and doing near retinoscopy, a dynamic retinoscopy, and based upon the accommodation lead or lag, one has to prescribe hyperopic glasses or bifocals in these children, which is very essential. Now, Another important thing in today's world to focus that though the children would have Vision 2020, yet they come to you with some complaint. So that is because it is problem of accommodation with the increased use of digital devices. And so there are three problems now with the use of digital devices. One, it may induce myopia. Second, it may cause progression of myopia. Third, it may cause accommodation problems. And all this can be taken care of by the vision therapy. So eye exercises and activities strengthen our eye muscle and can help prevent advancement of the myopic effects. And we thereby prevent going into a refractory visual impairment. So all these simple exercises would help enhance most of the visual skills, which together would be beneficial for the children with refractory visual impairment. Thus, I would say that definitely vision therapy does help in improving refractive visual impairment. However, we need to do a complete evaluation, not only our orthoptics or visual acuity. Apart from them, a complete binocular assessment of fusional amplitudes versions has to be done, accommodation parameters, before labeling them as refractive visual impairment, and a trial of visual therapy needs to be done in these children. Thank you.